Welcome to the Vinnie Jones Show. Each week we'll be focusing on what's important in the world. In other words, football. Tune in each week and watch me and my guests.
Football rivalry never runs deeper than on Merseyside, and today I'm with Liverpool and Everton fans. How do you guys feel that you probably have your best chance of winning the Championship now that you've signed Paul Ince?
Now Sam, when you were a non-league team, getting promoted represented the pinnacle of achievement. But by the same token, now that you're a league club, you're back on the first rung of the ladder. Do you lose any sleep over that?
I must admit, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit tentative about how we're going to do.
Obviously they're all piss heads and we can't keep going for 90 minutes at least. Had a couple of chances, bastards.
With the Premiership starting very soon, we're going to have a little chat in the pub. That's where everything's talked about, rightly or wrongly. People like Rodney Marsh are experts. People like Steve Garrett think they're experts. We've also got a friend of mine, Dimesy, and of course Luther Blissett. I think the first thing we should talk about, he's a big racing man, he likes the odds. Steve, odds for the first manager to be sacked this year?
Well, we were talking about this the other night, and I like the bet about Evans at Liverpool. Everybody had a laugh.
Why'd you base that on though?
Well, I can't work out why they've kept John Barnes in there somehow. I mean, he was captain last year. They brought in players. And either he's going to be moving into some sort of management position or he would have been out.
You don't fancy Liverpool to win a championship this year?
I do, yeah. I backed him last year. It cost me a fortune.
How can you say? He's going to get the sack.
They're going to be managing, they're going to win the championship. No, that is double back.
Dimesy will change that. Dimesy will change that because he's Man United.
Well,
Are they going to do it again?
Yeah, without a doubt. There's only one team going to win the Premiership.
Not too many signings at Man U.
Yeah, well, it's no problem. We won it last year with the players we had.
So you're not worried about the challenge then from the Arsenal and the likes, all their signings?
I think Arsenal will be the biggest challengers, yeah.
I'll tell you, Liverpool won't be far behind either.
You think Liverpool?
You got Liverpool, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Really, I think they'll be the three.
I'll tell you one thing. You're talking about managers leaving clubs. I'll tell you what. I think that's a big question would be which team is not going to do well this year. And I think Newcastle are in a state of at this moment in time,
they're not going to do well.
Total chaos. Where Shearer's injury is desperate for England as well. But Kenny Dalglish has always been a winner everywhere he's been. And if he's not going to win, he likes to walk away from things, doesn't he?
Are you saying he will walk?
I think he will. I think it'll be, and it'll be sooner than later.
That's what Steve was saying. We were talking about it in the pub the other night. And a lot of people did fancy Dalglish as the first Premiership manager to leave.
Yeah, but he'll be on his terms though. He'll be on his terms. I don't think Newcastle and the chairman Hall, I don't think they can afford to lose another manager so quickly. Keegan walked out last year. If Dalglish walks out now, the first person in the frame will be Bobby Robson.
To take over. Do you think they wanted him in the first place?
They haven't got off to a good start, Newcastle, have they?
What do you mean?
Well, they've lost Shearer, Ferdinand's gone. You know what they got up front. They blocked the transfer of Beardsley. I mean, Dalglish doesn't like him, does he? He never picks him.
Beardsley?
Yeah.
Well, no, but he's got to pick him now, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, he don't like the player. You know, he's going to have to pick him now. Sufferance because he hasn't.
I think the most important thing for Newcastle this season is how they do in the first 6 games. If they have a problem in the first 6 games and it all goes wonky, it all goes south of them, you can see Kenny sort of saying, "Well, I've had enough already."
They normally get off to a good start.
They use a bit of a flyer, don't they?
Do you think he'll have money to spend again?
Oh, Kenny?
Yeah.
He'll always get the money to spend when they need it. I mean, there's such a big corporation now in Newcastle. I mean, goodness me, they can't afford anything to go wrong.
But don't you think there's a point in there? I mean, how much money can you spend?
They'll keep spending it because they've obviously got it to spend, haven't they? And they'll keep spending it because it's so important that they get success, you know?
I think a great signing for them would have been Ronaldo. I mean, it's 15 million for Shearer. For another 3 mil, Ronaldo.
No doubt about it.
That would have been sensational.
Do you know what I thought? I thought that Manchester United were going to sign Ronaldo. Yeah. I thought that would have been a great sign for Manchester United. Yeah.
Steve, who would you like?
The manager that does worst is the bloke who's got the worst language teachers.
What?
Because they've all got 6, 7 or 8 different languages. I don't know how they talk to each other on the training pitch.
West
I really
Ham?
don't.
He means West
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you
I'll
say
tell you
that
the
Middlesbrough had it went down, Chelsea had it and won the cup.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So
Middlesbrough had
that
and they
ain't
went down.
black and white. That ain't black and white.
So
is
that's
it?
twice he's contradicted himself then.
That's why he loses so much money on the horses.
Many more times.
That's why there's a problem with the horses dance, isn't it?
It is a problem full stop.
Who would you like to see at Liverpool? Who would you like to see him sign?
I think the bloke that just signed is a player.
Hints.
Well, him and Riedler.
Yeah.
Yeah, two great signings.
Yeah.
What about the goalkeeper? Why haven't they gone and bought another
I
goalkeeper?
think I should give him a bit more time.
Bit more time.
He comes from Watford.
Reggie Cray never had enough more time than him. You sure?
Oh, you got to give him a bit more chance.
How many games did he
He
cost
only
you?
lost them about 8 games. They'd have won the league by 10, but that's
24
irrelevant.
points.
The fact that he cost me a
You're a
monkey
Liverpool
is
supporter.
irrelevant.
You're a Liverpool supporter.
Right?
He isn't a Liverpool
I don't support anybody really. Anybody that wins me money.
He likes to think about Liverpool. Don't he?
Apart from your own team, what other players around? Do you like the foreigners, Zola and people like that?
I think Zola's a tremendous player. I think he was a steal at 4.5 million. When you think of the players today, I think 4.5
He's right,
million
what you
for him
said with,
is an absolute steal. 'Cause
Graham
I think
Lassalle,
he's
5
a
and 6
tremendous
million.
player. You know, like you say, you know, they reckon they want 7 million for Lassalle. And Chelsea paid 4.5 million for Zola.
Well, that's
to me, he's one of the best players.
Well,
in
that's
the
one
world.
of the big reasons why everybody goes abroad, don't they?
What were the big
You can buy
signings
the
in your time?
Me, I think I was one of them.
And they thought they bought John Barnes.
So you're the one that put that rumour around. Who's the one that put rumour around?
Tell them how many goals you scored that season. Lou.
God.
38 goals that season.
You were talking about racism in football.
I know, see. He thinks they're out enough of it.
Keep me down.
I think with transfers though, don't you think it's gone the other way? I mean, sort of 4 or 5 years ago, you used to pay a lot of money to buy a foreign player, and now it's turned round. You pay that money in this country, and foreign players are cheaper.
I tell you what, and he'll know this more than anybody else. This season, there's already 140 foreign players in the Premiership. Now that to me is staggering. Because if you look at the overall, if you look at 20 players per team, there's only 400 players in the Premiership. 140, which is a third of the players, are foreign. That to me, and the rest are British obviously, right? That to me is ridiculous. It's going to get worse and worse, and you're going to have more and more foreign players.
For itself, Rodney, if you've got to pay 7 million in this country to buy Lassalle,
I
you
agree
can go
totally.
abroad and pay 4.5
That is
million
the
for
reason why we do
Zola.
it.
What are you going to do? You're going to go
That is
abroad.
the reason they do
The
it.
foreign
because-
players are cheaper now.
Well, they go abroad and they can get players that are the finished article for much less money, and that's why they do
buy
it.
a quality
I mean, you buy young
international.
players here, and it's going to take you maybe another 2-3 years to get them to the sort of quality you can go abroad
And who's
buy
going to
for
invest
1 or
in
2
players,
million.
Luther, today? What football club's going to invest in players, knowing now
That this is coming up.
at 24
you
years
get
old,
absolutely
they're
nothing
gonna
for
be
them.
free
It can just
Well,
walk out.
that brings us down to Lilleshall. I mean, to me, I cannot, in a million years, work that one out.
What?
Why Lilleshall has been closed down.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know, I mean, we're all for bringing young players on and all the rest of it. You know, you look at your players at Man U that have come up.
Yeah.
Who you know? I know who decides it, but why, Ron? How does that work?
Well, first of all, if you look at the big picture of football at the moment, right, the Premiership is far and away the league in the world. It's the biggest league in the world now. And if you look at clubs like Manchester United, I understand allegedly again, Manchester United last year allegedly turned down £400 million from Granada Television to buy their club. You're talking about massive amounts of money. Teams now don't need a youth policy anymore. I mean, look at what West Ham did last year. West Ham went out and bought 8 foreign players at the start of the season, and about 4, if you count Julian Dix, 5 of them couldn't speak English.
More from Rodney and Luther later in the show.
Obviously, they're all piss heads and we can't keep going for 90 minutes at least. Had a couple of chances, bastards. What's going wrong here?
As the crow flies, it's just 3 miles from Manchester United's Old Trafford ground to Littleton Road playing fields. Yet in footballing terms, the Premier League and the Salford Sunday League are worlds apart. At this level, the football is played purely for the love of the game. Salford Snooker play in the 4th division of the Salford Sunday League. They're the team that Billy built.
Get your heads up, you bunch of tarts!
The driving force is Boise, a Brian Robson-style figure, captain and player-manager. Salford Snooker have been going for 3 years. Undoubtedly the man with the hardest job is Big Eddie. He tries to keep the ball out of the net. Morgie's the sniffer, the centre forward. His job is to stick it in at the other end. And at the back is the Rock, Mr. Angry himself. That's Becky.
What about preparations for the game? Is it strict?
No, no. Yeah, it is strict. You must report in the Farmer's Arms at 7 o'clock on Saturday night. Have about 10 or 12 bitters and then get bad, yeah.
Right, where's my trainer?
Well, Eddie's in goal. If you shut up a minute. I'll start with Morgie at left back there. Instead of Dave. Gary Pratt, Gary Ward and Sheffer in the middle. I'll start with Thorpe, Mark, and you put a kit on, Daz. Start with you up front as well. I'll be sub and Dave as well.
Guys, you're drunk.
Billy!
Got a problem.
Here's Morgie's signing on fee, lads. £3.
Someone upside.
What does that say? Well, I've got it in the car. What does that say? £4 it is now, it's gone up.
It's going to be a tough match, I think. First game of the season.
Do you take your glasses off to play?
Certainly, yeah. Can't play in them. Can I look at the state of them? Jack Duckworth, eat your heart out.
I've got a buckle over it.
You've got a buckle over it?
Yeah. Protecting my head. Straight up, yeah.
When did that happen?
When? Last Saturday.
So you've got to wear...
In here.
Yeah. What happened? Tell me what happened.
I can't really give you the full details because the police inquiries are going on at the moment, you know. But basically, there was a fracas in the snooker hall, and it went off. Three of them set about me, and I got a buckle over my head. Well, it was meant for my head. I managed to put my hand up, and ended up in Hope Hospital, Withington Hospital, microsurgery.
His wife was 4 days from giving birth, but he still had her out on the piss. He did. Couldn't believe it. He come over, 2 orange juices, and had a floppy head. And then he's trying to say hello, and that was too hard. I said, hiya, Wally, and he couldn't, you know, the question was too hard. Hiya, Wall. Hiya. Do you want to get in here?
What's in the back?
Why to get them teapots in the back of there? They don't need any winding up, our lads. Whether we're good enough on the day, that's it, and it's up to them, innit? I don't mind if we get beat and everyone's tried and comes off, you know, well gone, got rid of all last night's keg. Innit? You know, if they all come off, now every time I play, I come off absolutely gone, knackered, you know, gone, every time. And when I stop doing that, I'll think, well, I've got to pack it in then.
So we'll see you after the break for more football.
Football rivalry never runs deeper than on Merseyside, and today I'm with Liverpool and Everton fans. How do you guys feel that you probably have your best chance of winning the Championship now that you've signed Paul Ince?
Disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah. We had just as good chance last season and we threw it away.
We won it.
No, we lost it.
Do you think that the only game that mattered was the 3-1 victory at Anfield?
No, it was the home games leading up to that.
But we skipped as many games as you did. I mean, there was as many games we fell down and as many games as you did.
Yeah,
Silly games.
For us, it was the wrong time of the season.
So did we.
No,
Sunderland and Derby.
Yours were earlier on in the season, apart from the last 2 which you just mentioned. I mean, Liverpool had Leicester, Blackburn, Sheffield Wednesday.
Coventry.
All games where they should have won, or at least got draws, or they drew and got beats, which isn't good
we
enough.
beat you by what, 8-9 points in the end?
Yeah, which, if you take into account they lost, is it 22, 23 points at home, you can't do that and win the title.
No, I will agree with you there. But don't you think Paul Ince will provide you with, I mean, I know this is not your team, but I think Paul Ince will provide you with the backbone. I mean, it's almost unheard of for a player to go from United to Liverpool. And okay, he's come via into Milan. He couldn't have gone direct. I don't.
Be a spice boy.
Yeah.
He'll only end up another spice boy.
I think the guy that signed from Wimbledon, Leonardo, will be better than Ince.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you with that. I mean, what do you think about Paul Ince, though?
Well, it depends whether he stays on the park or not, because it's all well and good being aggressive, but it's got to be coupled with skill. And if he gets booked constantly, then he'll miss half the games.
Yeah.
And therefore, it's not going to count, is it?
I think he's a good player, and I've always said that he's a good player. But the way he's moved to Liverpool, it's as if he doesn't want to play for Liverpool Football Club, but he wants to come back to England. And as Liverpool were willing to put the money in, he said, "Okay, I'll go to Liverpool."
See, the biggest beef that we've got about the in-signing is that given the first choice, and he's made it clear that the first choice was with Man U, we believe he would have gone to Man U. So therefore, in our book, he's still a mank.
Yes, I mean, I wonder how he's going to deal with all of that.
They're always moaning.
They're always, you know what?
They're always moaning.
Would you have liked to have had him?
I love him, love the guy. He'd
Yeah.
do us. But the thing is, they just can't
Dude, so
take
he
any
wouldn't go
common
to you.
sense.
Nobody would go to you, so...
He's the England midfield player. He's the best in the country. He signed for Liverpool, and he's still a mank. That's typical Liverpool. That.
And he's done 2 years in Italy.
Yeah.
And he's from London anyway.
Yeah. They just can't take getting beat.
He's not a
You're
man.
missing the point here. You're missing the point. Ince himself has stated, right, that given the first option, he would have gone back to Manchester. Now,
No,
in my
he hasn't.
book,
He said that he wouldn't have gone back to Manchester if they'd
no,
offered
Man
him.
United had the first option on him. He's made it clear that he's going to stick it in for them this season because they didn't take that offer up. So therefore, he's still a mank.
We don't need him. We've got Roy Keane and Nicky Butt.
I thought McManaman was his best buddy. He said he's coming back to Liverpool. McManaman's his best buddy.
Yeah, he is his best buddy.
Stan Collymore best buddies were at Anfield. Now long did he last?
You only
was a
get good
disaster,
players and
wasn't
turn them. I mean, every time you sign a good player, like Paul Stewart, when you signed him from top. Yeah, exactly. He was brilliant.
Where is he now? Stop.
What a great signing we all thought he was going to be. And he was crap, wasn't he? So,
Well,
I mean,
just
how
made that
many
point.
players?
Is Ince going to be the player when he comes back into the
Well, who do you
English
want?
game?
If you don't want him, who
I think we've got the player for the future.
You want John Ebro?
No, I don't think anybody wants John Ebro.
Yeah, but you could have had Barry Horn, couldn't you?
You'd have had him if Royal hadn't resigned, wouldn't you?
Who did you want if you couldn't get Paul Ince? Who would you have liked?
I know who they've got on pre-season tour so far.
You can't say Michael Owen.
No, the player who will be
Danny
the
Murphy.
kingpin is Danny Murphy. At Bristol Rovers
There's
last
the boy.
week.
He even took his own X-rays from Crewe. He drove from Crewe and handed them to Roy Evans and said, "There's the results of my X-rays. I want to play for Liverpool." That's a player who wears his heart on his sleeve.
I mean,
And he's got class.
Yeah, he was outstanding
Very
in
young
the
age.
youth tournament, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely outstanding.
And he's used to Carragher, he's used to Owen.
Yeah.
He's a true
I think
Liverpool player.
him and Owen in the future could possibly be like a
But you
Dalmatian
don't.
Rush.
I mean, amongst Liverpool fans, surely the future is terrific and great and wonderful to look towards. But what about now? I mean, it's 7 years since you won anything of any significance.
It's there, but it's been there and thereabouts. It's the destiny's
But
been
that's
in
not
their
good
hands.
enough.
I know. It's not good
having
enough.
the balls to win. And last season,
I mean, even Everton have won an FA Cup.
Mary, who was the last team on Merseyside to win the league championship?
And the FA
Everton.
Cup.
Who was the last team on
Yeah.
Merseyside to win the FA Cup? Everton. Who was the last team on Merseyside to win a European trophy? Everton.
excuse me, you've
What
played
is
over
your
the
sort of
season.
dimension?
that's quite an impressive array of trophies there now. I think
That's
if,
all right.
if
But
you
that
have
was
a look
quite
at
a
that,
long time
But
ago.
he's talking history
Well,
there.
they play over
Talk
the
about
season.
now. If you're talking history of the last few seasons, like who was the last team to just about miss relegation 3 or 4 seasons on the trot?
They're a dodgy
You think
team,
we're just
yeah.
getting our own back?
Liverpool just can't take it. When you lose a derby, you go on, your tails are between your legs.
Well, can
and
I
you
just tell you
can't
something
take-
about
Have they
I
won
do
a
a phone in
derby
on the
then?
radio, and
Can I make a
Liverpool
point
fans
about
just
derbies?
cannot take
Can I make a
defeat.
point about the
When I
derbies?
finish, yes. In a moment, the answer I gave to a question on Saturday. Do you know the commercial manager of Liverpool?
No.
No. Do you know the commercial manager of Everton?
Finch.
Everybody knows him.
And is that why you're going that way instead of that way?
Well, not exactly, no. But
It's there and slightly higher.
no, it's not.
We're talking about derbies here. Can I make a point about the derbies? Every derby I go to, right, when Liverpool are playing well, I don't mean particularly in that game, but generally over the season, and we're above Everton, there's a large section at the Gladys and the Park End, and they don't shout for Everton, they shout for Man U. I think it's...
It gets right up there. And when you come to Goodison this time and Paul Ince is there, they'll be shouting Paul Ince's name.
You're making a show of yourselves.
Sam, the dust has settled a bit now, but when I look back on those TV pictures of you celebrating promotion, I think it's fair to say you were pretty well chuffed, weren't you?
Just a bit, Jim. It was a fantastic feeling for me, for the club. Myself personally, it was, I think, the greatest thing I've ever felt in football.
Now, was that enhanced, Sam, by the fact that a couple of seasons ago you won promotion but they wouldn't let you go up?
A little bit was that as well. We were a little bit aggrieved when we didn't get up because we knew the ground was going to be ready a few weeks after that. But that was the rules, that was throughout the window, so it made that little bit double joy that we actually did it again, which a lot of people said we wouldn't do.
Some people might have thought though it could fall apart after you got blocked the first time. Was it that difficult to keep it together?
The people who said that, Jim, didn't know my players. You know, we've got a great bunch of lads and we were eager to do it again. It was hard, it went right down to the final game, but we made it and we're all very pleased.
Now that you have been promoted, what's been the impact first all on you, on your job, Sam?
Well, I mean, it's the media, things like this. I mean, we haven't stopped since pre-season training. Everyone sort of like wants a little piece of us now because we're new to the league. We've got to come to terms with that because, I mean, that's what it's all about. But the players and all have been doing more interviews. You know, it's just everyone wanting a little piece of Macclesfield Town at the moment. Let's hope we can reward them if we start well and do good things. We'll get more of this because this is what it's all about, publicity.
What about the players, Sam, going full time? Because most of them would have been living in a world where they dashed home from work, grabbed the kit and went training.
That's right. Well, we've had to change things. The majority have come full time. We've had to change the wages as well, which, you know, the chairman and the board have done their best to do. The players are happy with that. I think I've only got 2 people now that's actually doing a little bit of work. All the rest have come with me full time, which is great for me.
What about the town? How have they reacted, Sam?
Well, I think you'll see on Saturday, really. I mean, a lot of people have wrote some lovely letters and said that we are going to support us. It's great that they do that. Let's hope they stick to their word. And Saturday, I think you'll have a great atmosphere here, and let's hope we can keep them.
Has the whole operation moved up a few gears then?
Without a doubt. I mean, from getting the ground behind the scenes ready, getting the team, preparations, the kit, everything along the way has been sort of up to scratch, which had to be done really. I mean, the players now, you know, as you said before, they had to bring their own kit. We have now got them a kit. We have it washed for them, we have it laid out for them, we have their boots looked after. Everything now has gone full time and it's great. They're loving it.
You're going to turn them all into tarts, Sammy, spoiling them.
I hope not. I won't go that far. But they're all eager. They all deserve everything they get at the minute. And I know whoever comes here, they'll be playing a team that's going to give 100%.
Now, Sam, when you were a non-league team, getting promoted represented the pinnacle of achievement. But by the same token, now that you're a league club, you're back on the first rung of the ladder. Do you lose any sleep over that?
I must admit, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit tentative about how we're going to do. I do think about teams from the 3rd division. I know it's going to be a very, very hard league. There's going to be teams where the ball is never on the floor, so we're going to have to cope with that. These thoughts are going to be with me until about Christmas time when I know how well we're doing, and then after that I'll know exactly what I've got to do or keep going. But I do definitely have some sleepless nights at the moment thinking about other teams coming here.
When a lot of fans who perhaps support Premiership clubs look at your achievement, they'll say, oh, it's fantastic, Macclesfield in the league. But when you have to look at it in the cold light of day, how far realistically, Sam, can you take a club of this stature?
I think we'll find that out this season. If we do well, it'll be the support coming through. I think if we do have the support, and I do get another couple of players into the squad, maybe in another year, 2nd division, could be a possibility if we get everything. If we do get the full support and the financial backing that we do need, let's go for the 2nd division, and then obviously you take stock, and everywhere you go you take stock and see how far you can go. But at the minute, 2 years ago, Jim, 3rd division football wasn't even talked about in Macclesfield Town. Now we are a 3rd division club, so let's aim for as high as we can.
Well, that's okay in the medium term. In the short term, what would you settle for this season?
Talking to you next year this time, being a 3rd division manager.
Yeah, that would be pretty smart, I must say that. How have the local businesses responded? Are they looking to put money into the club now?
We have had inquiries. We have the chairman and the board are actually talking to certain people at the moment about financial help. Hopefully these people can come aboard and do back us, because we do need backing. I think if we get it right out there, hopefully somebody will come along and give us a lift.
Now, you said there about signing new players for the club. Are we likely to see any Italians or Germans playing at Macclesfield?
It's bad enough at the minute having people like Stephen Wood from Chatterton, you know, never mind having Italians and things like that. We can just about understand Woody, but having Italians, I think, are a little bit further away at the minute.
Well, Sam, I suppose like most football fans, whoever they support, it's lovely to see a small club getting a chance to have a tilt at Windmills. Wish you all the best. I'm sure you'll enjoy it if nothing else.
Thanks, lads.
fans, welcome back to the real football experience, the Vinnie Jones Show.
Hey, want a drink? Sorry putting me. I'm not having a drink again with you. I'm sorry. Sorry putting me swimming trunks in the bag is falling off. What am I doing? Listen, you out next weekend? Yeah, I will be. There's a shot. What's in that? Dehydration? Beer. What? Full of beer.
Yeah, they've just had a word with the ref there. Yeah, this automatic. If you nibble somebody from behind, you're straight in the book. So
Just nibbling.
Whatever. If you nibble him from behind, he's going to book you. Farmyarding, that's got to stop. Even at your own players, Rob. Effing and jeffing. Your own players, you're knackered. That's it, lads.
Fuck all, they're all fat.
You're fat as fuck.
Come on, not one of you are over 24. They're all old bastards. Get them fucking it, right? Let's get wound up for this, eh? Let's hit them hard. If you want to win the league, let's go and win it now. First game, everyone we win. No more said now. In and out.
Get them sorted, guys. Don't just run around with cuckoos in your head. Get stuck in. Don't lose the game.
Get that fucking Les Noble shot.
Don't lose the game. Don't run. No. Don't run around as if you're going to butcher anyone. Eddie, a lot of gob. Craig, gotta come across with a play there. You're leaving him short, love. Good play, isn't it? He'll have a bang from there. Good save, lad. Well played, Rob. That's all right, that. Right, straight. Brilliant. Great finish, wasn't it? Great finish. Did well. He was coming up at half time, even if he'd not banged that in. Brilliant. Come here. Daz, you've got to get into it now because I'm starting to have a look at you now, otherwise I might flop on. Keep him going, Mark. You're murdering there at the back. It's coming across. You and Chips are coming across when it's dropping in. Rob, when you're getting the ball, lads, you're breaking well, so keep doing that. Big drag, Rob. Listen, big drag, Rob.
Man United signed five foreigners last week.
The season before?
This is last season.
Yeah.
And they won the double.
Yeah.
You know, it's unbelievable the way we're all looking to sign foreign players. I don't know why. I mean, when you looked at that Solskjaer, we didn't rate him at first, but he turned out to be a really good buy. He's very clever. He's very clever for
a Liverpool membership, Liverpool supporters club member.
Yeah, he joined us.
Yes, I mean, I think if you look at the way it's going with the South Americans, the Italians, the French, the better players as it's coming at the moment, besides Zola, who's an exception, are coming from the Scandinavian leagues. If you look around, like the Norwegians are about Solskjaer, Kavama. I mean, Kavama on a free transfer.
Yeah, he was a bargain, wasn't
phenomenal.
he?
An absolute steal.
This season, because you don't thought Patrick Berger was going to be the bee's knees.
Yes.
Well, and he was
Do
you not think he was mistreated at Anfield? He came in, did the business. He came in.
Get dropped if you do the business. So he's got dropped.
No, we disagree because if you manage,
he should have been given the best
but when you're at home, if your manager only plays one striker up front,
which happened? It happened. I mean, when he dropped Colin White, playing Fowler up front.
You're not happy with your manager, are you?
No.
At least we're
I'll correct you there.
You're not even happy with.
I'll correct you there.
Are you
happy with Evans?
Are you happy with your manager?
But Evans needs more backroom support. Right?
No,
he's a quality manager.
I think Evans is on his last season this year.
Are you
they don't win something of any
There's no silverware in Anfield.
You're truthful.
Roy Evans will use last season as a very learning experience. I'll guarantee you.
That is why he's bringing these fines in for the young players. Yes. But if he doesn't do it this season, he's got to go. Not from my point of view.
Three Liverpoolers I know that's happy with him. No, all the guys who we talk to in the streets.
You know. How do you feel about that information in the leading papers this morning that Dalglish is coming for Robbie Fowler? I hit on it on the air this morning.
Absolute gobbledygook.
I don't think Robbie Fowler.
The papers.
Yeah, I don't think Robbie Fowler would move to.
Good Evertonian.
To Newcastle.
A good Evertonian. Exactly, like Rush,
like McManaman,
like McMahon, and the rest of them.
Missed the boat.
Yeah. Why did they go to Liverpool and not Everton? Why weren't
Why does
Everton
anybody
there?
go to any team other than Everton?
our youth policy. I think we felt a little bit sorry for them over the park, didn't we? 'Cause,
So you had to give them a chance.
Just to give. We're
I
fed
mean,
up with the
Liverpool have
moaning
only
and the
won
whinging.
18
out of it.
championships.
Yeah, and they're still
4 European Cups.
You can't take getting beat. You know, they are
No,
bad losers.
it's
They're
instilled
bad
in you.
losers.
After 20 odd years of non-stop success,
What's
you're
second,
bound to be
third,
distraught
fourth?
when you win over nothing. Everton have a few, like mid-80s they had the spell, and at the end of the 80s they got
tell
to
you what,
the finals.
what I
They
am
won the cup.
proud.
It's periodic. If you sustained it for 20 years and then stopped winning, you would feel it, and you would be the same.
I'm proud to say that I support Liverpool, and we've not won anything for 7 years, and you can't
You
get
won
in
a
it.
fizzy pop.
You can't get into the ground week in, week
easy
out.
it is?
The support is still there, and that's a measure of our faith in
If
the
not
team.
more.
Yeah. Well, you have the same support.
That's right, we had phenomenal support last year, even though we were losing.
87,000
Yeah, that's
average
right.
gigs.
Yeah, and playing really crap
Awful.
football. But just not, I mean, not just
Don't
losing.
go round the
but-
houses, Mary, will you?
But we're all sitting here, and it's so easy. It's so easy, isn't it, to support Liverpool, Everton, Man United. I mean, when you look at the little lower clubs, they're the real supporters. The likes of, the likes of the Bournemouths and the small clubs.
So we
I
admire
totally
you,
admire
Joe.
Man City supporters.
As
week
a
in,
Man
week
City
out.
supporter.
That'll be edited now.
Do you feel that you deserve to be admired as a City fan?
Absolutely. I mean, the support from Main Road is just unbelievable. Home and away.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've really got to say it. I mean, I'm a
You
season
don't have
ticket
to win
holder.
anything, do you, Joe?
And I mean, the support's there. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we're all looking to get promoted this season.
So
But,
that you
but
can
if we
play us
don't, and
again.
even if we got relegated,
You'd
the fact
still
of the
be
matter
there.
is the support will still be there.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky to support
Big clubs. It's
Yeah.
easy. Anyone can support a big club.
And at least we know we have a chance within the next X years of probably winning something.
I'd like to think
Maybe.
so.
As an Everton
Well,
fan.
it's not Liverpool, we don't know. He looks shocked when you said that
What are your goals for this season? I mean, where do you see Everton?
Brand new stadium.
I'd be happy with the top six.
Yeah,
but
well, I
I think
won't go as far
Kendall's
as
just
that.
come. Kendall's come to do us to a stopgap
For
job.
2 years.
We'll get our new stadium built. The new chairman we've got, we're all happy with him because he's putting his money where his mouth is. We'll have a big stadium. Hopefully, by that time we'll be in the top 3 or 4, and then we'll go for it. Then we'll really go.
And what about Liverpool? What are your goals? Where do you see yourselves this season?
Personally, I'd like to see. I mean, obviously, we're looking for silverware.
The title is the one.
Yeah.
But for me, to try new things, not just to sit on the fence and be too defensive, to push up and attack and play 2 up front.
I mean, that's
3
his
up front.
Ince's great strength. I mean, he will take the ball
a
from
bit
his
more
half
dimension
right
within
through.
the tactics.
Leonardson is
And
a
I
very
believe,
direct player.
and I believe that will lead to greater things, like
I think
Andy said.
they've got to win the title this season, because last season we were all saying this year we've got to really do it, and we really threw it away. And this year it's not going to be as easy as it was last year to win the title. It's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, there's more teams.
Man United are
Arsenal
getting a lot better. Arsenal are rebuilding. Chelsea are there now as well. They've got a lot of foreign players, but they're all clicking in together.
I think Chef Wed will be
and I think Aston Villa are going to do
quite
well.
a surprise package this season. I see them
Well,
in the top
they
4.
nearly were last season,
I
weren't
see
they?
Chef Wed as a top 4 team
I think
this season.
Aston Villa as well. It's going to be really tight between the top.
Sheffield Wednesday top 2.
Okay, folks, that's it. I'm really sorry we're going to have to wrap this one up now. But join us next week when maybe we'll be able to continue it.
If you look at the big picture of football at the moment, right, the Premiership is far and away the league in the world. It's the biggest league in the world now. And if you look at clubs like Manchester United, I understand allegedly again, Manchester United last year allegedly turned down £400 million from Granada Television to buy their club. You're talking about massive amounts of money. Teams now don't need a youth policy anymore. I mean, look at what West Ham did last year. West Ham went out and bought 8 foreign players at the start of the season, and about 4, if you count Julian Dix, 5 of them couldn't speak English.
Well, especially when they say they're the academy.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
That's when it goes wrong.
Yeah, but they made a mistake with one. That Danny last night, I watched him play for Ajax.
Yeah.
He didn't look a bad player.
No, my
West Ham got rid of him.
point is though, teams today, Vinnie, are not going to need youth policies, because all they've got to do is go out and buy Riedler for £1.7 million, one of the best strikers in the world.
Yeah, but
and
surely
Bradbury is £3 million.
Yeah, but with the money in, as you're saying, the money in the Premier League, they must be saying, the FA and the PFA must be saying, look, hold on, we've got to bring some of these lads through.
Why?
Because it's important for British football.
Why is it important?
Well, because why don't we then just save up 200 quid and go over to Italy or Spain and go and watch their football? Because that's what it's going to be.
Well, that's what it's going to end up being. That is exactly what's going to end up being.
You're moving on to a great subject.
Exactly, and it will end up being that way.
Because with digital television, the world now will be able to watch Premiership football, and you can be anywhere in the world. And if Manchester United are playing Liverpool, you could be in Australia and be able to watch that game on live television by paying a fee. And that's what. And believe me, that's what's going to happen in football.
Yeah, but I've been all around the world playing football, and the big places are like Scandinavia and that, and they love the English football. They love the English footballers. Are they still going to love the Premier League, the best, supposed to be the best league in the world? Football come from Britain,
Yeah, I agree.
Is it right that, they've come over and they've took it? You know what I mean? I mean, it's all down.
Yeah, but it's all about money.
We're giving our countries away left, right and centre, and now we're giving our football away.
It's the product they're paying for, and people will pay to watch it.
Well, let's ask fans, right? Let's ask you. When Alan Sugar brought over Jurgen Klinsmann, and everybody went, brilliant, what a great player Klinsmann is. And he was magnificent, by the way, right? Didn't that open the floodgates for all of the rest of the foreign players to come in? Suddenly every team was getting 4 and 5 players.
Because he's successful.
As a supporter, how do you feel now about it?
Well, with Klinsmann, I feel that was a little plot. I think he done that to sell tickets.
Right.
No, he stayed for a
Yeah, but
year.
he was brilliant. When he was there, he was brilliant.
But you can't fault him. You can't fault him. What he did was absolutely unbelievable. He did for Tottenham, didn't he?
I mean,
he'd come over. Yeah, he'd come and he'd done the job, didn't he? He'd done the complete job for him.
We probably are now recognised as the best football league in the world. 4 or 5 years ago we weren't. But that's just because we are paying the money now.
No, it's not. It's because now we've got the best players in the world playing in our league.
Yeah, but why are they playing it?
Well, the money's obviously a big factor, and it's got to be because nobody
Why
would.
did you
It's
go
worked.
to Why
It's
did you go
worked.
to Italy?
Why? I went to Italy. The money was one of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be. The money's part of it because you're
challenge.
It's a challenge.
No,
But the biggest thing when I went to Italy was it was a challenge. To
Yeah.
go and play in Italy, which then
It's a challenge, but it was the money.
The money was very secondary to it.
Yeah.
The money was very secondary to it because that is serious. The money was secondary to it because the biggest thing was to go out there and be playing in that league in Italy.
What was the challenge, Luther?
The challenge, being able to try and succeed out there.
No, what was the challenge? Because it was the best league in the world.
Yeah, because it was the best league.
So you went there because it was the best league in the world.
They were world
because
champions,
they
weren't they? They just won the World Cup, wouldn't they? A year
went
before
to
and
Italy
everything,
because it
wouldn't
was
they?
the best league in the world and they paid the money.
Well,
Yeah.
as I
So
said,
now-
well, the
so
money
now-
didn't go any down, didn't they?
Yeah, but exactly. So now the best league
Of course,
in
for the Italians to come to you and say to you, we want you to come to us.
Bear in mind, he came
It's
all
different.
through the leagues with Watford.
You know?
Come right through the leagues, and all of a sudden, like he's won the lottery. Basically, go in. Go in there.
So you get the chance. You get the chance to go. You get the chance to go. What do? You say, "Now I want to stay here."
But then you don't see that many English players going over there as what we're getting over here now.
Listen, the reason players went to Italy is A, because they earned twice as much money, and B, because it was the best league in the world and they bettered themselves. But now, ours is the best league. Ours is
A
the
lot of
best
them
league.
didn't better themselves.
Ours is the best league in the world, and we pay.
There was a couple that
We
come.
play more money.
Let me throw it back to you. As a
that's
player,
why
hang on.
Italian
As a
players are
player,
coming over here.
he's a current player, right? Is Ravanelli worth £42,000 a week in your mind?
Of course he ain't.
I think that is something for the fans, really. I mean, what I was going to say
No, I'm
was,
asking you as a player.
well,
You play in the same league.
put it this
where
way. If I was offered £42,000 a week, I would take it.
He ain't going to turn it down, is he?
No, it is. It is down to people to say, and I know. I played golf with one of the lads in the Middlesbrough team, and he said there's rules for them and there's rules for us.
That's what I'm asking. You.
I mean, that's where you get the problems.
Well, hang on,
That's why they went down.
He won't answer the question, right? But what I'll tell you is this: you've got the centre half of Middlesbrough, who might be Pearson or Cox or one of those players, right? Good players, right? They might be making 4, 5, 6 grand.
I think if you're lucky enough to get it, I think you should take it.
Yeah, but hang on, this kid.
That's what I think.
Pearson is an example who is, in my opinion, is a very, very good player. He's making, let's say, 5 or 6 grand a week. He's watching a guy out front who's making 42. He's making all these tackles. He's got to mark Shearer each week. He's got to mark Sheringham. He's got to mark all the players and mark them out the game. He's getting 6 grand. And the other guy at the other end of the field, who keeps moaning, keeps going back to Italy, is making 42 grand. Don't you think, as a player, in your club, Vinny, don't you think that gives you a little bit of a gap in the team?
Well, the thing is, I'm in a club, and I have been. All my clubs, there's been even when I was at Chelsea, when I was at Leeds, there was a basic umbrella. So I've never come across that problem. But I know for a fact, if I had someone in my team on 42 grand a week up front, I would want him to be 42 grand a week worth.
Yeah, right.
You know, I wouldn't want him playing as if he was on 2 grand a week. I'd want him producing.
He's got to produce, isn't he?
And you know, I've seen it. And the reason I don't like Ravanelli is because I'm a team player and I think he's an individual.
Yeah.
You know, because when I see crosses coming in, or I used to see Beck have a shot, he put his arms up, to the crowd, his arms up to the bench. Now, how one of them lads never went over and give him a right hander, I don't know. Because that is what should happen. If it's a Sunday morning where these boys play on a Sunday morning, that is what would happen. You know, if you're playing Sunday morning, there's a geezer there on a tenner a game. If he was giving it all that.
For nothing.
Well,
Rodney, the point I'm making, how much was he on in Italy?
He's on very good money in Italy.
How much was he on?
They're on very good money in Italy.
How much was he on a week in Italy?
I don't know.
I bet it weren't 42 grand a week.
Jonah, we talk about Graham Lasseau, 7.5 million. Last night, I watched a telly and 15 million quid to build the new Sunderland Stadium. 15 million quid, 42,000 all-seat stadium.
So two of the
Now,
sons gets you one
telling
stadium.
me that Lasseau and his twin, the right back equivalent, are worth a new stadium for 40. Eh? No, ridiculous, isn't it?
Well,
either that was a cheap build-up.
That's the name of the game.
He might come from down here.
Well,
they go anywhere down here.
We'll have to finish on that, and we'll look to see where Steve Garrett's money goes. He thinks that Liverpool are going to win the league, and Roy Evans is going to get the sack.
Well, hey, Morgie! How is he? Morgie! Well, he's son getting wound up.
I mean, work commitments, like I'm doing 17 hours a day on this, you've got to do taxiing. You've got to put your hours in. I like a booze, and when I do have a booze, it's like for 4 days. It's not like the odd, I'll go for a couple of pints. It's a couple of days. I have a good crack when I'm out, like I get a load of bangers from town, like, which is exploding pens and exploding 50-pence pieces. And I love putting them on the bar and watch people pick them up, you know. You always get nosy people, and that intrigues me, that makes me laugh. That's my sense of humour. Having a crack with the people, you know, around town. We once bought a blow-up doll, between us, 5 of us there was, and we dressed her up, and everywhere we went in town, we sat her down, we bought her a drink. She was on blackcurrant and rum and black she was on. Every pub went in. It cost us a fortune that night, honest. We ended up round at the Maypole, like, and I gave her a rough bite and she went down on me. Popped it. That was the end of her. Oh, I love it. You just want it, lads? It's yours.
I've got mine.
You got yours? Yeah. What Chris do you want?
I've got mine.
You got money? You got money?
Yeah,
Get us a pint then.
What?
Get us a pint.
What does it mean to you, football?
Everything, really. My old fella brought me on here when I was a kid. From the earliest days I can remember, just kicking a ball about, kicking against the wall. That's the only thing we ever done. Play football in the street. It gets in your blood after a bit. And even if it's just like a kick about with the lads on a Sunday morning, it's just, you just got to do it. I can't see me hanging my boots up, not ever.
Sunday morning at the railway, and the talks of Eric Cantona's trials and tribulations on holiday in Guadeloupe.
The balloon. Snap. Loads of talent, and he just snaps at the wrong time. But them reporters shouldn't have been hounding him, should they?
It should be left alone. There's nothing wrong with him, really. I think they should sign on for us. He's nearly that good.
But they should be leaving him alone anyway. They'll sell him now. They'll flog him now.
There's more chance of winning the lottery than our team not getting booked. It's just over enthusiasm, I think.
There is a call for it over here.
Yeah, there he is, Mr. Angry himself. Bad attitude.
Attitude.
Who? Becky's been. Yeah, Becky got sent off the other week. Somebody headbutted him. Somebody headbutted him. Somebody put his cheek on Becky's forehead and he got sent off. Oh, why don't we wait till 10 to 11 so we get 5 for the late kick-off? Yeah, then I'll have to put the nets up on my own again. Should we do that? Wait till 10 to, then we'll get another late kick-off. Spend enough time. Get the ball out the net.
How do you cope with the young whippersnappers, the young kids?
In what way?
Can you cope with them? Can you keep up with them?
Keep up with them? If we can't, I just take the legs.
Simple as that.
That's the game, yeah.
Yeah, they only get past him once. Do you find people that know you and not
There's
scared
teams
of you?
scared of playing us now, yeah. There's plenty of teams in that league really now scared of playing, or don't like playing us, because they think we're going to kick and then we surprise them and play football and beat them that way.
Okay! Come on.
Switch it!
We got it into their heads that they all want to fight and it's ridiculous.
So what do you want to do? You want to try and get into sales?
Yeah, looking for like a trainee salesman, vet. I don't really want to go into telesales.
How long have you been out of work?
2 years.
So what do you do in the week then?
Not a lot really. Go for a run or get bored.
Eddie, Eric Cantona, it seemed everybody had problems. In many ways, they were just beginning for Salford snooker after Animal got himself sent off.
I kicked a ladder about 5 minutes previous, but he let the game play because they had the ball.
And then he sent you off 5 minutes later?
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
No.
What do you think of the standard of refereeing these days?
He's not bad, him. He's one of the better ones. He lets a lot go.
Do you think you deserve to go?
Yeah, I should have gone to start the second half.
Well, that's it for now. See you next week on the Vinnie Jones Show.